Hey guys, Marty here. Welcome back to Snappy Videos. In this video, we're going to be comparing the original Digimon Virtual Pet versus the Digimon 20th Virtual Pet. Guys, pretty exciting video here. If you didn't see me where I got my original Digimon Virtual Pet in the mail, check it out here. My brother sent it over to me. I was pretty excited to get it. Alright, so we're going to go over some key differences here and then we'll move over to the table and actually compare the two devices physically. So first of all, the Digimon 20th has essentially all the Digimon you can get on the original Digimon Virtual Pets across all the versions of the original Digimon Virtual Pet. There are a couple of things you need to do, however, to be able to unlock all these Digimon on the original Virtual Pet, which involve other devices. So technically if you had only one device, but you had a lot of friends, you could do this. But if you didn't have many friends with Digimon Virtual Pets, which a lot of our friends don't, then you probably need to buy a couple to be able to complete them all. That's if you really wanted all the Digimon. If you didn't, then you still got a lot of Digimon you can get on the Digimon 20th. Comparing it to the original Digimon Virtual Pet, however, they're very limited. Each version only had a certain amount of Digimon it could have, and to have the equivalent of a Digimon 20th, you need to have all the original Digimon Virtual Pets. Quite an interesting thing there, guys. One key difference I do want to mention before we jump onto the table and actually look at the devices is sleep disturbances. That's something that appeared in the original Digimon Virtual Pet, but doesn't appear in the 20th. So that's actually an evolution criteria. Essentially, you put the Digimon to sleep, and when it's asleep, you just try and feed it, train it, or battle it, and that'll wake it up and count as a sleep disturbance for your evolution. I'll cover that a bit more in this video here, but guys, let's get onto the table and let's actually compare the two devices now. Alright, so I got the two devices in my hand. Now, if you guys have seen my videos, you'd know which one is the original and which one is the 20th. But I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds now, see if you can spot the difference, and let me know in the comments below. Is the left one the original, or is the right one the original? Guys, have a quick look, go down in the comments below, let me know what you think, left or right, and yeah, I'll give you guys a couple of seconds and we'll continue on and I'll tell you which one it is. Alright guys, that's plenty of time. So the left one is actually the original Digimon Virtual Pet. There is a couple of giveaways that you can see right here, which I'll cover in a moment. And I do apologize guys if you can hear the tweeting in the background, my birds are going crazy for some reason. Alright, so just looking at the front of them, obviously the shell itself is pretty much the same. The backgrounds are different though guys, I'm not sure if you can quite get the focus to see there. See the background there and then compare it. So this screen's actually rather reflective, I've noticed, on the original. And you see the background is slightly different. You've also got extra menus that you don't have on the older device. Also guys, let's go to comparing them now. So some key differences. If you were to buy try and buy one of the original ones on eBay, quite expensive. You want to make sure someone isn't trying to sell you a 20th instead. So you've got the back here, you can see the battery cover has two screws on the original. Original's on the left guys, just to remind you there, and one screw on the right. You also notice that they take LR44s, the tinier batteries in the original, as opposed to just the one battery in the Digimon 20th. This one is transparent, so that's why the cases look a lot different, but essentially, yeah. Alright, bringing it over to the front, there isn't really many differences other than I said the background and some of the menus. So, also on the Digimon 20th guys, just a comparison, you can have two Digimon at once. I didn't mention that before, whereas on the version 1 you can't. I guess that kind of gives you a better thing with the Digimon 20th because there are a lot more Digimon you can have. Now I'm raising these two guys the same. We'll see if they evolve the same just because of some slight differences. And I'm going to battle them and a couple other things in some future videos, so that's just a side note there. So if we go through the menus now, if we look at the first menu, sorry about the reflection on this guys, the screen's really reflective. It is the gauge, but it's round, whereas on this one, it is kind of shaped like a windscreen. So if we go to that menu and click on it now, you see on the 20th, you get the name of the Digimon. You don't get that on the original. The second menu is the same menu as the first. Second menu on the 20th, sorry, is the same menu you see as the first menu on the original, if that makes sense. You've got your age and your weight, although these are in years. That's in A, I'm not sure the A is. This is in pounds, and if we go, sorry, keeps timing out. Your weight on your 20th is in gigabytes. So a bit of a difference there. Go to the next menu, hunger, pretty much the same guys. It just looks maybe slightly different with the sizing. Strength the same. You got energy and effort. It's all very similar. DP, which you don't see on here. And you have victories, so that's essentially wins. But on the 20th, you have single and tag. That is it for that menu, guys. There's some similarities, there's just some added extras and slight changes, like the name's actually on there, which is good. As for feeding, guys, the only difference here is, and again, sorry about that lighting, is you've got words on the original. You have actual images of the food on the 20th. That's the only difference, guys. If you look at their eating animation, similar, very, very similar. And vitamin. Yeah, very similar, guys. Some slight differences. Coming across now, we can't do the... we can do the training, sorry. I was thinking of that as battle. So training, I've already opened it up here, guys. Yeah, I thought that was battle for some reason. So training on the original, it actually counts up in percentages. Now you need to hit 100% to break down that wall. But the interesting thing with training here, guys, it will just keep going and going and going, as you see here. So see if we hit 50% power and you'll see what happens. So something I'm going to be playing around with a lot more. But this will just keep going, guys. And again, you need to hit that 100%. And that is training there. Very different to the 20th. Obviously, that's the original way of doing it. But if we come across here now. Alright, so on the 20th, as you guys would probably remember if you've got one, you literally just fill in that bar and you want to mash the top button, the A button, as much as you can to destroy as much of the wall as possible. And you get a happy Digimon. Or you can destroy part of the wall as well, which you couldn't on the original. Now, once training's done, it's done. That's it. So as for our next menu, guys, this here, well, we can't do it on here, but this here is where you go through and you fight all the Digimon in there. But we don't have that on the original Digimon Virtual Pet. We just go straight to a battle menu, which we can't do. Now that battle menu is actually located somewhere different on your 20th. It's actually all the way down the bottom here. Again, we can't do it, but I will battle these guys later, which will be awesome. The next menu here is your flushing menu, which is actually down the bottom. Now, interesting fact, guys, you can actually flush your original Virtual Pet with nothing on there. Whereas the flushing menu is on the top on your Digimon 20th rather than down the bottom corner here. You can't flush either while there's no poo there. It doesn't let you. You can hear it beeping. So that's obviously been relocated. Now your light does the same thing. But you can actually put these guys to sleep. So on the 20th, you can actually put them to sleep and wake them back up. They'll take a little nap. On the original Virtual Pet, it just turns the light off. And that's it. He's still wandering around. Next menu, guys, is just a healing menu. It's the same sort of thing on both Digimon. That is it for the original. And then the extra menus you get on your 20th, you've got your little book here where you've got your Digimon you've had before, and you install Digimon in stock as well. And from there, obviously, guys, the battle menu. So that is essentially the differences with the menus. Obviously, you've also got, you can look at 2 Digimon or one of your 2 Digimon at a time on the 20th. Whereas on the original you can't, and you've got less Digimon. I did add this chain on here, guys. This isn't the original chain. This is actually a 20th chain, which could have confused you earlier potentially when we're comparing the two. Yeah, but guys, that is essentially the comparison between the original and the Digimon 20th. I'm going to be comparing the original versus the Digimon X in another video, hopefully later today if I get enough time, guys. So make sure you stick around for that and subscribe if you really want to check that one out. I'll see you guys in another video.